Why was Superman acquitted of the crime? Because the prosecution couldn't establish that he had any more powerful than a locomotive. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Happy Sunday, and thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome back to Superman. I have had an extremely exhausting day. Excuse me if I'm a little frazzled tonight. Jelly is mildly ill, and our plumbing is backing up again. So I've had a lot on my plate today. Also, sorry if my audio sounds a little worse than usual. I know it's always rather low, but I was tinkering with some things the other night, and I don't know that I got it set back right like it's supposed to be. So, my microphone especially might be blown out a little bit. Particularly if I get a little too animated or loud. But I'm going to try and keep an eye on it. Thank you for being here, though, my friends. Welcome in, everyone. We've got Cause I'm the Best first in chat tonight. We've got Dead Zergling, Sensation, Chozo Brain, Lucent Jelly. I hope I caught everyone. Thank you for joining me. At least it's a little better than Echo, Zergling says. Oh, I'd much rather be playing this than Echo. I'm gonna bring my mic down just a hair. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a really old NES game we're trying to figure out. Yeah, so heads up everyone, I'm where we last left off, I'm kind of stuck and confused, so we're gonna be off to a slow start tonight. No sound, but yeah, it takes a moment before I start the starting up music. It's frowning time. Should jokingly be your catchphrase. Statute of limitations. No dolphins tonight. No dolphins tonight. Sensation. We will play Echo again. I tend to juggle a handful of different games at any given time, so it's hard to reliably know what to expect I'm going to be playing. I usually like to work on 4 or 5 different titles at the same time so I can kind of bounce around between them. Alright, we've got a password to put in, so let's start with that. I haven't been writing down the passwords for this game, so I've got to pull up the VOD from the previous session and pause it at the right spot. Okay, I think that's all correct. No Dolphins for a long time. Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Were the Dolphins the other team in the Super Bowl? When are the Sonic 1 deathless attempts? Of all the Sonic games, Chozo, that's the one I would be most likely to do. I think Sonic 1 is my favorite. I think I would say Sonic 1 is my favorite. No idea, I just know Dolphins are a football team. Sonic 1 is the only good one, Shozo says. Uh-oh. So, on the Genesis, I have only played Sonic games on the Genesis. I have played Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. I have not completed the combined Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like, together cart. I've only done each of them separately. I started it one afternoon. I started Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I never went back to finish it. Someday I'll correct that. Alright, so what I'm doing, the reason we have Sonic as our artwork tonight is because I'm actually looking for a blue hedgehog type enemy in this game. And I don't know where it is, so I've just got to explore the whole map until I find it. There are 3 of them, and I found 2 of them so far. So I've got 1 more to find. And actually, I've found 3 additional ones on top of the 3 I'm supposed to look for, but the other 3 don't count. Because I don't think I'm supposed to have found them yet. So the game is punishing me for exploring in advance. What? I've forgotten how to fly. How do I... There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to go to one far end of the map, and I'm just going to sweep from one side to the other, and hope I find what I'm looking for. Alright, so here's the far end. So we're going to work from here, we're going to work our way left. And there'll be several places where the path branches off. And we'll just have to, you know, explore each of the branches and then work our way back as we exhaust those. This is going to be an exceedingly tedious process. But I don't know of any better way to do it, because the game doesn't give us information about what to do. It's extremely vague and cryptic and what like hints or advice it does give you are like next to useless. I actually did a little bit of off-stream gaming. I basically never play anything off-stream anymore. Because I shift things around as much as I can in my day-to-day life so that I can leave time for the stream open. And then it usually becomes a situation of, if I have enough time to come downstairs and play a game, then I've got enough time to stream it, so we might as well. But I came down and played some. I played some Mario Maker the other night, which was a real treat because that's something I haven't done in a long time. So I spent a couple hours. I spent 2 hours, and in that 2 hour, like 2.5 hours, I spent, and in that 2.5 hours, I beat 2 levels in Mario Maker. They were both incredibly difficult. But they were actually a lot of fun, and I did actually record my session, even though I didn't stream it. So I have footage, and I might trim that into like a highlight or of something to share at some point. But we'll see. It might just sit on my hard drive collecting dust. I really don't think that the thing I'm looking for would be down in the sewers somewhere. I really don't think it would be down here, but I've looked basically everywhere else. Like I feel like I have already eliminated the entire map. So the only option that I have left open to me is to come down into the sewers and go into buildings where I don't think it could be, and to hope that there's some panel of the map that there's some part of the board that I just didn't happen to walk across that I'll catch with a more thorough search now. Ah. You basically want to keep your Super Breath 2 activated at all times, because there are a lot of enemies that can only be attacked if they have first been hit with Super Breath 2. You can change from Superman back to Clark in the phone booths, and I cannot for the life of me think of any reason why you would ever want to do that. So I don't think this building is a good candidate for where the monster I'm looking for could be hiding, because I think this is where we fought a boss before. I don't imagine it would be repurposed. For this task. And it hasn't been. Oh no. Climbing back out of the buildings is a lot more annoying than climbing down into them. The enemies wait at the top of these stairs. With an obnoxious frequency. Oh, please. No, I want to see the map. Okay. I need to go down here. So this is thinking way ahead, right? But people ask me from time to time what game I'm going to use to introduce Baby Man to video games for the first time. And I still have a long time to think about that. But I had been... Oh, it's the monster I'm looking for! Let's go! Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Are there more than 3 of them? I don't know what to do now. I thought the game told me there were 3. Mile High Roll, welcome in. Dark Souls is your recommendation? I mean, aren't all retro games basically Dark Souls? Super Mario World was mine. I feel like I'm decent at games, Chozo says. So, I did think Mario Brothers 1 is sort of a natural choice. Mario World I don't think is a terrible choice. It's just it's a little more complicated. And I think of simplicity as being like a major factor. For a long time I was thinking Pac-Man would be a good one, because with Pac-Man there's just movement, there's no buttons. So like you would just have to learn the joystick or the D-pad. And so I thought that was, and it's a single screen game. But I thought about it a little more, and Pac-Man is simple, but it is quite difficult, and the enemies in Pac-Man actively pursue you, and maybe that's a bit stressful. So, Pac-Man might be a little too intense. The Hammer Brothers and Mario 1 aren't stressful. They are, but you have to achieve a certain competence at the game before you get to them. The Pac-Man ghosts are pretty much as difficult as they're ever going to be right from the off. Mario Brothers 1 is a good choice, as you don't need to pick things up. Yeah, the Goombas and the Koopas. Is it just Goombas? Are there any Koopas on the first stage of Mario? I think there are. Yeah. Right? Yeah, there's at least one. The Goombas and the Koopas don't really pursue you, though. They kind of move. They're not really... They're more obstacles than real enemies, because they don't... They're kind of ambivalent to Mario. I guess, the original Kirby on the Game Boy could be a good one. Or Kirby's Adventure on the NES, I think, is an even easier game. I don't know. My first games were Donkey Kong and Ghostbusters. So maybe there's something to be said, you know, for games that are not particularly difficult or easy to understand. I actually don't remember my first gaming experiences because I was like too young to form lasting memories the first time I played games. Games have just always been a reality for me. They're not something I was introduced to at a point in time I can remember. They've just been there as far back as my memories go. But the stuff that I played in my earliest years was Commodore 64 games of various quality. And Donkey Kong and Ghostbusters. Donkey Kong and Ghostbusters were two that I remember really liking. But there were a lot that I liked. I have no idea what I'm currently looking for. I thought that the next like event would just trigger whenever I found that blue monster and defeated it. I was just expecting the next thing to happen naturally, and it didn't. So now I don't know what to do. I've made progress, but I haven't made progress. What's the best time to run the dishwasher? When it's too dirty? Welcome in, Pokemons. I can't run any water right now. Can't run any water right now. Our plumbing's backed up again. So I've got some chemicals doing their business in the line. I can't run any water until at least midnight. Yeah, call them Mario Brothers. Mario Brothers Plumbing, you clog 'em, we clear 'em. Why did I... What? I don't know what was going on. The fastest trip to the ER yet? 22 minutes. I hope you're okay, Pokemons. Nothing serious. Just uncomfortable. World record ER trip. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know how long it took the last time I had to go to the ER. I think I was actually seen pretty quickly. I think the last time I went, I was in Houston, and it was late at night. I'd been making dinner, and I accidentally scalded my hand with some boiling water. Yeah, there wasn't really much that they could do for me. I had some pretty nasty, like, I don't know, second-degree burns. And the doctor who saw me, like, very obviously didn't believe me. He asked me what happened. I told him I was draining some broccoli and I spilled the water all over my hand. But he didn't believe me. I don't know what he thought. I don't know what he thought the real story was, but he didn't believe my story. He didn't confront me on it, but I could just tell. I could just tell that he was dubious. Yeah. I don't know that any of these people is ever going to have anything different to say, but I don't want to not talk to them and end up regretting it. So far, I don't think I've ever noticed any of their dialogue changing. Can't think of another scenario that's your explanation, or just flat out putting your palm on a tray in the oven. I don't know. I feel like he thought I was up to some sort of mischief. And that the whole broccoli thing was supposed to be a cover story for some sort of unspecified mischief. Oh no, I was really hopeful that this was going to be the place I needed to go. Why is the theme song playing here? Maybe I need to go to the Lex Luthor building. I think that Lois told us that Lex made those monsters. Now that I've defeated the monsters, maybe I can go find him. Go punch Lex Luthor in the neck. Are you implying a Breaking Bad scenario, Chozo? Frownie the troublemaker. Can't get past any doctors. Oh, they just see right through me. It's cause I hadn't remembered to eat an apple earlier that day. So I wasn't immune to his powers. Have you seen House? Yeah, I've seen House. I liked that show. What is going on in this? What? I think I've fought these things before, but I don't understand what they are. Where'd you go? Coward? Had a hard time getting through House. Too repetitive, Pokemon says. You must watch Dark. Best modern sci-fi show I've seen, Chozo says. I feel like I have heard the title before, but I haven't heard anything about this show. The doctors speculated it wasn't just broccoli, but broccoli with cheese. If you gotta care about House in some way or another to really enjoy it. Chozo says. It's one of the few shows I think I've seen every episode of it. I didn't, I didn't always follow it in a real, like, up-to-date type of way, but... I'd go back to it every now and then after I had, after I'd banked, like, a couple seasons, and then watch through and catch up. And now it's something I'll have on in the background. I think, like, I don't know, once every couple years, I might get into the mood to just run the series as sort of background noise while I'm doing stuff. Dark is a Netflix show. I'll buy you a Netflix sub if you two are interested in it. It's a very generous offer, but I think it would be wasted on me. It's always lupus, but it's never lupus, except the one time it was lupus. Alright, well, you know what? Let's go to the Lex Luthor building and see if anything happens over there. I think I know where that is. Oh, I can only get so close, though. I don't have enough up arrow to make it all the way. Currently, the only television that Jelly and I watch is Taskmaster. We've got a few seasons of like different shows on DVD that we might get into at some point, but we just haven't. Because we only watch like 3 or so episodes of anything in any given week. Like when we were watching our way through Columbo, those episodes of Columbo are so long that one episode would usually take us like 3 nights to get through. I can fly over there from here. Why am I not doing that? This is where I want to go. Nope, wrong power. Yeah, here we go. I don't think this is where I'm supposed to go. I think there would be something else going on in here. Oh. You're doing a great job. I don't think that's true at all. Superman jumps over tall buildings. Metropolis's tallest building is one LexCorp Plaza. It can't be that tall because it's only a single-story building. It's one. It's one room, but it's 3,000 feet high. I don't know how tall is tall for a building. $3,000 though would be like what, a kilometer? That's pretty. It's pretty high, right? I think maybe I need to check in at the police station. I have this vague impression that maybe a character at one point told me to go to the police station. That just came back to me suddenly. I hope I'm right. Oh. We appear to have a raid coming in. Very nice. Shoutouts to Retro Rewind. Thank you very much for the raid. I hope you're having a great night tonight. I'm a little lost and confused, so we're having a laid back night. It's one of those, it's about the journey, not the destination kind of nights. Welcome in, Jezda. Thank you for coming along. Welcome to Superman. I've been enjoying this game quite a bit. I do think that moment to moment this game is a lot of fun, but it's pretty obtuse. You gotta be real willing to go for long stretches of not knowing what to do between progress points if you want to have a good time with this one. Oh, please have something useful to say. We are the FBI, yes. According to the FBI, Lex is in hiding under Central Station. Hey, that's something to do. That's some information I can use. Let's go. Where's Central Station? Oh no, it's not something that's on the map. I gotta go check every building. No. Alright, well, I'm gonna guess that Central Station is somewhere near the center of the map. So, I mean, I will check out the rest of T-Borough first, since I'm already here. But then I'll prioritize going to the center of the map, and I'll search outward from the middle, rather than sweeping from one side to the other. Center books? Yeah, I want to go into the bookstore. Oh, it's just more monsters, of course. I don't know. I don't know how I could have possibly thought there would be something other than just a bunch of monsters inside. Stay out of that place so you won't get hurt. I want to go to Disneyland. That was all repeated dialogue. I didn't recognize it right away, but... I recall the extremely useful advice that I can change in other places. Chibi Man, Chozo says. What was that game? Wasn't there a game with Chibi in the title that you told me I should play, Chozo? Was it Chibi Chibi Boys? There's something like that. Did I read? Oh, that building didn't have a sign on it. Cheeky Cheeky Boys. Yeah. If you can beat that on hard mode, you're a god. That game is hard. On hard is so hard. I can't even beat the third stage. I don't know. There's quite a few games I haven't been able to make a lot of progress with on hard mode. I think Contra 3 is pretty impossible on hard mode. And Rocket Knight Adventures is pretty impossible on hard mode. I'd like to beat both of those too, but I don't know. So far, I'm not good enough. But maybe one day. I have a bad habit of arguing in favor of my limitations, and I don't like that. I don't like to do that. Palace Disco is where one of the blue monsters was. I'm assuming there is a building. There is going to be a building called Central Station. Lost Vikings, Donkey Kong Country 3, Cheeky Cheeky Boys, and Demon Souls. Demon Souls I definitely want to do this year. I will try to do all 4 of those eventually. I mean, ideally, you know, I'd love to do all 4 in 1 year, but I can't. I just can't do all the games I want to do all at once. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do Demon Souls in September. I tend to start the last 2 Souls games. I think I started in September, so it's kind of my tradition is to start Souls games in September. Hey, Kasarigama, welcome in. Yeah, of course you can. It just means a small amount of progress at each. Alright, from now on, every game I play, 1 night only. Every game on the stream we play for 1 night. If I want to play it again, I have to play every other game first and circle back around. Oh. You usually run into October, which is spooky Halloween season, which makes sense. Oh, it'll run much longer than that. I'm sure. Don't interfere with me. I'm in a hurry. Where am I on the map? I'm already at the end of the map? Oh no. Trying to think of like what game I'm most afraid to play. Like what would be like if I wanted to pick a game that's like for like Halloween that like isn't necessarily a spooky game but is a game that is scary to me. I wonder what would be the most scary. It might have been Echo 2, but I've already started that one, so Luigi's Mansion. We've already done Luigi's Mansion on the stream. I got really stuck in Luigi's Mansion too. There was one night where I was stuck for like 3 hours because I got a bad like read on an input. I went into one room. It's a room where there's like 3 objects in the room and you can't make progress until you interact with all 3 of them. Like when you interact, like they're like, I don't know, like music boxes or something. I don't remember what it is. Like music boxes that play a song, and you have to make each of them like play a song at the same time. And I actually figured out that was the solution, but I got 2 of them activated. When I went over to activate the 3rd one, I guess I was standing at the wrong angle or something, but like it looked like I couldn't interact with it, and I was like, oh, I guess that's not the solution. I don't know what to do then. And then that was like the only thing I could do to make progress. And so I just wandered the rest of the mansion for 2 or 3 hours. Doing nothing because I couldn't figure out what to do. And out of desperation, I eventually went back to that room and accidentally repeated the solution better, and it worked. Oh, Central Post Office. Well, that's good. If that building is called Central something. Maybe this is where I need to go. Tell you guys I'd send my brand new Switch 2 in for repair. Just got it on the 18th. And it's been gone since Sunday. That's unfortunate. Bought my first Switch 1 on January 18th. Bought my first Switch 2 on January 18th. Exactly 7 years apart. Huh. Well, I hope they get it back to you soon. I need Nintendo to announce Mario Maker 3. That's the game I need to motivate me to pick up a Switch 2. It's on its way back. It's one state north of me right now. Should be back Tuesday or Wednesday. I've sent a console in for repair once. I sent my Xbox 360 in for repair. I don't remember what was wrong with it, but I know I'd had it for like 4 years or so, and I sent it in and got it fixed, and it worked from then on until I stopped using it. No Switch 2 for me, no matter what they release, Chozo says. You're too let down by Prime 4. Sorry about that. Animal Crossing New Horizons data is intact. You don't have to spend any more money for repairs. Worst Metroid game in the series, Chozo says. I haven't heard a lot of good stuff about it. It'll still be an awful long time before I have to worry about playing it, though. Other M is better. I've heard that one's pretty bad, too. Today there's wrestling on TV. A lot of people against the Switch too, saying that the game keys are just downloads. The cartridges are just download keys now. From what I hear, I buy digital anyway, so it doesn't bother me. I'm not really excited to buy the Switch 2, but I imagine that like I said, Mario Maker 3 would make me buy it right away. But even if they never come out with that, like, eventually they'll release some Mario or Zelda game that will convince me to buy one. And the digital thing is, like, annoying, but it is what it is. Physical, like ever since the first, like, download patch existed, physical games have just been an illusion anyway, so... If you, If you think you have a physical copy of any game for a console that connects to the internet, then... I mean, maybe like the very first ones. Like the very first ones that barely connected to the internet, sure. But once it was the norm, then you're deceiving yourself if you think your physical games are really physical. Anything that needs patches and updates isn't a physical game. Odyssey 2 or a Zelda sequel? Yeah, I always want to play my Zeldas and my Marios. Nintendo's still got me hooked with those first-party titles. I'm not really... They want everything to go digital, yeah. I mean, everyone wants all their... everything. Everyone wants everything digital. The makers and most of the consumers. You know, I like physical stuff, but there's not a lot of us. But the thing is, like, any of the, like, current stuff is just supplemental to what I'm really interested in. So, did I go down here yet? I don't even remember. Oh, I think I'm duplicating my effort by doing this. I think I already exhausted this. The overwhelming majority of what I play is always just going to be stuff like this anyway, so... You know, whatever comes out on any current system is a very small fraction of my all-around gaming anyway. And they said that Lex was hiding down here. I hope they don't mean that he's like so hidden that I need to be using the X-ray vision. I mean, I don't know what the timeline is, but like all of this, all this stuff has a shelf life. Cartridges eventually will stop working. Discs will stop, being readable after so much time. It all deteriorates eventually. Yeah, even stone tablets weather away over time. Afternoon board jams, welcome in. Lex wins. Alright, where am I? Where's Central Station? This was the Central Post Office? Let me go in here. Maybe there's something in the basement. This building doesn't have a basement. I'm already, like, somewhat prepared for the death of a lot of my cartridges, though, because, like, I'm already using a mix of actual cartridges and flash carts. So... It's when my hardware, it's when my consoles start to die that I'm gonna have a real problem. I'm gonna have to start figuring out I'm eventually gonna be forced to figure out an emulation setup that I'm happy with. But let's hope that day doesn't come quickly. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it when it does. 11 more days until Pokemon Day. And 1 more day until Fozzie Bear goes Waka Waka. I didn't know there was a countdown for that. I can literally tell you what to do step by step for everything, so never worry unless I die, Chozo says. Well, I really hope that doesn't happen, Chozo. Where on earth is Central Station? I thought it would be Central. I don't think this would be the place, because there was already another guy hiding in this set of tunnels at one point earlier in the previous mission, but if I don't look everywhere, he'll be in the one place I don't look. I never watched the Pokemon cartoon. More than just a piece of an episode here or there. I might would have tuned into it, but it aired. At the time it aired, it was always just ending right as I got home from school. That's terrible. I might see a piece of an episode if, like, there were a bunch of people, like, missing for some reason that day, and so the bus didn't have to stop as many times on our way to my house. But then I might see like 10 or so minutes of an episode, but usually it was just ending as I came home. So I never really got into it. I didn't really feel like I was I wasn't like horribly upset like I longed to see it, but I mean I did I did love the Gen 1 games. Central Station. Oh, hey, this is the building I'm looking for. Let's go. Oh, and there's somewhere to dig. This is what we want. Where was it? CBD. My hypothesis was that stood for Central Banking District. I should have rushed back here. Hey, Greg, welcome in. Welcome to Superman. We're maybe making progress tonight, Greg. Might be too early to tell. I'm a loot fiend. Can't just leave the 90-pound stuff alone. Gotta go back after unloading everything for $1,800 a piece and fill up again. I don't know what we're talking about. $1,800 is too much. I don't know what my schedule is going to look like this week, my friends. I'm guessing I'm probably not going to stream on Tuesday night. I don't want to 100% rule it out, but Jelly's got another one of those doctor's appointments for very early Tuesday morning, and I think it's just going to be one of those things where it throws off my day so much that I don't have the... I'm gonna have to make up the time in place of a stream Tuesday night, but hopefully we'll get one. Hopefully we'll get a Wednesday or Thursday still. We had a pretty good run where, like, I wasn't really consistent on days, but I was in a consistent time frame for a pretty good run there for a while, I think. But things might get kind of shaky for the rest of this month. Yeah, everything's okay. Everything's okay, Greg. I don't want to... Is this... Wait, is this Lex Luthor? Let's go! Victory! Superman. ... Beats Fire Beast. Lex arrested. Let's go. Next mission. Monster gangs on loose. I know that couldn't be the end, even though we defeated Lex, because we haven't climbed the Statue of Liberty yet. I know there's got to be a mission that makes us go to the Statue of Liberty. But yeah, our situation, it's important, it's serious, but it's not threatening or dangerous. It's just we have a lot of, like, spur of the moment appointments, and we have to travel a lot for them, so it eats up a lot of time and energy, so that's why it gets in the way of the stream. Oh, it was an Elder Scrolls thing. I wonder if we can take the monsters' pictures. Find out anything about the monsters. The BG Bros called. They're waiting for you at Sinville Battery Park. That is the most information the game has ever given me. Like, that's the clearest the game has ever been. Oh no, they're invisible. Okay, I think I can actually fly to Sinville. We can. Let's go. I don't know which way is Battery Park. No! The game isn't over? No, that was just the end of the mission. I don't know how much longer we have, but I know I knew it wasn't going to be over because none of the missions have sent us to the Statue of Liberty yet, and probably the last mission in the game will send us there, would be my guess. I don't have any advanced knowledge. It's just speculation. But I imagine the final mission is going to send us. The FBI says the monster's boss may be hiding beneath Metropolis Park. We are the FBI's BG bros. My job is done. Good luck, Superman. Never give up. I must be leaving now. Metropolis Park. I don't know where is Metropolis Park. Never mind, I know where Metropolis Park is. We've already been there, though. Maybe he's wrong, because he says it like a question. I don't know. Let's fly back as close as we can get. It won't let me go anywhere. Alright, never mind. The way the flight works is extremely bogus. The way the flight works is that it doesn't. These ghosts won't stay and fight me. They're too cowardly. It's such a long way. It's such a long way having to walk all the way across the map. I need like a super run. To help me speed along. Every enemy on every board now is invisible. Went too far. No, what are you doing? Stop jumping. Oh no. That was a waste, because they don't put enemies on the same board as NPCs. So if you see someone you can talk to, then you don't have to worry about anyone you can fight. You would think this stressful music would be an indication that you're making progress as well, but the changes in music just seem to be random. Sometimes you'll walk into a room and it'll play the theme song from the game too, but there'll turn out to be nothing unique or interesting about that room at all, except for the fact that it's playing different music. But there's no progress point, there's no special enemy, there's no power-up or item or anything. It's just different for no reason. Yep, the enemies are even invisible in the basement. Wow, you don't usually see different enemy types on the same board like that. That was actually really unique. It's usually all of one type of enemy. And yet there was nothing special. There's nothing special about this room. No, what? It threw a negative health at me. I hope we find something soon, because I'm running out of, Our boss is waiting for us at Freedom Island. Superman, the game is over for you. Let's go. That's all we needed to hear. There's something nostalgic about these NES games, even if I haven't played this one in particular. This one is worth playing. I mean, it's maybe a little bit less so if you've watched me play the majority of the game already, but at least, you know, not right away while it's fresh. But it's, it's a pretty alright game. I've liked it. I've liked it a lot. It's been a little annoying when I've been stuck for long stretches, but that happens in every game. I don't ever play anything and not get stuck. I even get stuck replaying games I know and love. Okay, I actually kind of just need to lose this life anyway, because I need all of my items refilled, and that's the only way to do it. Doom 1 and 2 always stump me, no matter how many times I play them, Pokemon says. Yeah, I always get stuck when I play Castlevania 64. I love that game, but the Dual Tower... I always get confused in the Dual Tower, no matter how many times I play it. Imagine going back to 85, Back to the Future theme starts playing, and showing Miyamoto Elden Ring or Super Mario Odyssey. I knew I was going to run into an invisible enemy. Probably get sued for copyright infringement. It's a little dull. It's a little dull when you have to travel by foot. Across long stretches of the map. Like, you have to do that sometimes because the game doesn't tell you what to do, and so, like, you have to walk everywhere to figure out where to go. But then, like, when you know where to go and you can't just fly there, it's a little rough. So, Donkey Kong was originally supposed to be a Popeye game, right? And then Nintendo lost the license. But there was a Popeye game made. Did Nintendo make that Popeye game, or did someone else make it? Because it's kind of similar to Donkey Kong. There's a lot of climbing up and down stairs. I like that Popeye game. We played it on the C64. I think I had that game as a kid, too. But I don't think I realized how good it is until we revisited it on the stream. These robots are a new enemy. We haven't seen those before. This is a new enemy too. Is this a boss? Is that victory? Is this the end? That's the end. Why is the national anthem playing? Victory! Hey, we beat the game. Let's go! Well, that's Superman on the NES, my friends. We've done it. Thank you for the GGs. It kind of ended without a lot of fanfare, though. Oh yeah, we'll spin the wheel. right. Well, that's the game. I just did all that explanation and spun the wheel, and I didn't have my mic activated. We landed on 10, though. But I don't have a number 10 bottle made up, so I've got to create one. I don't have a 9 either, but I don't have a... I would make the 9, but I don't have a bottle in here to put 9 on it right now. So, bottle number 10 is now Jalapeno Fuego. Delivery method is a plain wheat cracker. And we fill it generously and enjoy. Not bad, not bad. Not all that hot. Jalapenos just don't have that much heat, generally. I don't think of them as being particularly spicy. But it's pretty good. It tastes very green. It's a green sauce that tastes very green. I always think that sauces that are green like this would taste very good on fish. It's very bright. It is spicy, but not tremendously notably so. Alright, so we've got some time left, my friends. Superman is over. I don't know. Let me step away a moment. Let me take a look at what I've got, and I'll put something else on. We'll play something else for the next couple hours. I'll be right back with you.